songs. Come fucking fight me, you fucking stop calling me a faggot. And like this has been going on. Like we've mentioned it before, but it's like I've never heard this person, and this is crazy. So like Chris, I told him I'm like he's got to go. He's got to chill out, do something because I can't live like this. This is too much.
Yo, so this is real.
Yeah, this is why he's in Florida right now. He left Tuesday.
Welcome to episode 16 of the Fresh and Chrissy Pissy podcast. We have the host, Aaron.
You're like cutting him out.
I know, you hearing that?
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
What do you think the issue is?
Let's put a second one over here. Hey. Testing.
Sorry, I pulled you away from your.
No, it's
your
okay.
post.
It's good. I think we needed that.
Your normal station.
All right, yeah. Welcome to episode 16 of the Fresh and Chrissy Pissy podcast. As you can see, I am not Chris. There's drama afoot. Aaron and I were previously discussing, as you heard a little intro, but we're going to go into some more details because it sounds juicy.
It's juicy.
No, you all remember this feud that
That's the Amber Alert.
Christ, you don't have your phone on silent?
I can't control that.
Oh, mine too. I'm a douchebag. And it's not an Amber Alert, bro. It's a tornado.
It's an emergency alert.
Yeah, not every emergency means the child is stolen.
But there's a tornado in this area.
I know. Well, that's what they said. Did it touch down?
This is until 5:45, so we got 40 minutes. So pretty much, this is a tornado podcast.
Well, at least you have the name of the episode.
Sharknado.
Stop. Well, as you can see, I'm not Chris.
Sure.
Oh, I said that already. I was going to say it a couple episodes ago. Maybe it was like 14. Chris, maybe it was the last one. Chris talked about the feud in which he is beefing with his upstairs neighbor.
Yeah.
And I kind of was just laughing in the corner, taking pictures, thinking, oh, another funny show. But apparently, it's gotten out of control.
It's really out of hand.
Aaron, tell the people what's going on.
I just don't know how to address it. Like,
We'll start from the beginning. What's the first thing you remember? The first of their
I thought I already covered it. Already talking about their history.
Yeah, we need to go back. We need a little.
I mean, I'm just gonna give you everything from my standpoint. Usually, I'm in my room, just chilling, and all I hear is usually Chris is screaming at the top of his lungs. At first I just thought it was like playing video games and flipping out on people online or something like that. But eventually it just kept going. I'm like, Chris, I come out like, who are you? Why are you screaming? Like, what is going on? Like, why are you screaming like this? And he told me, he's like, this guy that lives above us, he fucking called me a gay fag and shit through the air vent. He's like, I'll be trying to have my private time, and he's always calling me a faggot. And I was like, are you serious? Like, and I just took him at his word at it, and then it's been going on for at least a year now. I've never heard this person. I don't know.
Have you met him before?
He said the one day we came to the podcast, like a couple weeks ago, we passed him going down the stairs in our apartment building. Like, as we went down in the parking garage. He's like, yeah, that was him. I'm like, how do you know? Have you ever seen him in person? Like, talked to him? He's like, I know his voice. Like, but have you actually seen this person? Like, do you know for sure? He's like, I heard his voice. He's like, that was him. I was like, really, Chris? I'm like...
Yeah, we're not
queer. That's what we're talking about.
Our producer, executive producer, Larry, I don't know if he's asking why Chris isn't here. We'll fill you in. We will fill you in, Larry.
Chris is MIA in Florida. Well, he's not missing. We know where he's at.
Yeah, not in action.
I think he's in Florida, hopefully.
St. Pete.
He said he did miss his flight, though.
So was he supposed to be... We'll go back to that, but was he supposed to be back by now?
No, he just left Tuesday.
Oh.
What's today? Thursday.
I thought
a couple days ago.
I thought he left after the last show.
No.
Well, okay. Okay, so go back. So Chris said, I know his voice when he passed away.
Right. Like, he said that.
His voice.
He's like, yeah, I know his voice. But he's like, as we passed him, he's like, because there was a girl that went up first, the stairs. Then the guy followed and went by us. We went down to the parking garage, and Chris was like, yeah, that was him. And then I was like, okay. And he's like, I heard him say, like, don't worry, he's gay to that girl. Like, they're like thinking me and Chris are a gay couple or something, not to worry. That's why, like, they might have been scared for their life because he yells at the top of his lungs. So.
I see.
I don't know.
You seem fed up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Nobody wants to be around that. It's weird. It's so weird. It's like where we live at. Never seen this person. I don't even know for sure if it's a real person. I hope it is. But I mean, something's got to happen. It needs addressed.
Well, it sounds like it's being addressed now.
Yeah, it is.
Is it true that you are making an exit to Florida pretty soon here?
It's still not 100% sure yet.
What percentage would you say it is? Tell the viewers.
50-50.
Anything goes. Aaron's leaving us. He's leaving Cleveland. Potentially leaving Cleveland for St. Petersburg.
Like I said, it's not 100% sure.
I said potentially.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, so.
Jeez, we're getting in and out audio.
Again?
In and out burger.
Oh, it sounds good to me.
Mine's cutting in and out.
It's probably the headphones. Yeah. Because we're talking into the mics. Yeah.
It's technology, dude.
I know. We've come a long way since like my green screen studio from 4 weeks ago at the old house.
Yeah. I like that spot.
Shout out to Larry Bonton and Black Box Studios and Beechwood. A beautiful facility.
Absolutely.
Podcasting.
Yeah.
Webcast. Any type of media.
They do recording for like music too?
No, not really music recording, no.
Okay. I didn't know if they had like a couple booths or something.
They have live streaming. Live streaming is a huge part of Black Box Productions,
So how many, like all the way down this hall is completely like studios like this?
I don't know. I can never really. I know one of the rooms. The door was open just now. There was just a bunch of workspaces, but this is just an office building.
Gotcha.
But the walls are so thick, you can make it anything you want.
How long has this place been here?
Feels like it was put here in the 40s.
Huh?
Feels like it was put here in the 40s. Huh?
No, I mean like
Larry.
Yeah, Larry. I mean
he was down. There's another building across this or next door.
Yeah.
He was there for about 6 months or so. He just moved in here. I think he just moved to this building back in. That'd have been June or July. Maybe May.
So how'd you guys link up? Like how'd you?
Wow.
You guys know each other for a while, or?
I guess at this point, yeah. So I met him it had to have been in the spring of 2018.
2018.
Yeah, my cousin is a music producer. Shout out to Apollo 97. He's a music producer.
Oh,
and you might have met him before. I'm not sure. Yellow guy. Yeah. Dreads. No?
Okay. I don't think I have, no.
Okay.
I think I would remember.
Probably not. No,
maybe not. Sure. It's 50-50 also.
It's 50-50. So, Larry and I met when my cousin Langston was invited to it was a meet and greet / a symposium for this one four artists. And the guy who put it on was the manager. His name was Half Midwest. Half Midwest is a representative for Warner Brothers Music.
Okay.
I think it's Warner Brothers Music. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but he had a bunch of guys there. He had a couple young women there, a couple young guys there, everything, piano, DJs, producers. It was awesome. Great night. Yeah. I remember the Cavs were playing. It was like game 3 of the conference finals or something like
conference
that.
finals.
Yeah, they had the TV on in the back room. I ended up seeing Larry a couple times, and we just were chopping it. Creative people.
Yeah, they always find a way.
Exactly, and you can always feel it, right? So Larry and I were chopping, and I remember at the time this was not here. It was off Miles Road. If you're from Cleveland, it was in Bedford in the Warrensville Heights area, basically in the warehouse district, and it was called the Dream Creative Complex. And so it was about 7, I think maybe 8 guys all together. They pitched it on rent. They all shared spaces. They shared ideas. Yeah. Music guy, photographer.
All different avenues.
All creatives.
Yeah, all creative.
Exactly. All different avenues. All creative. Hella sick. So I really fucked with it, and I fucked with Larry heavily. So Larry, out of the 8 guys, he was the one guy that I talked to the most out of the last 3 years, and it was hit or miss. Intermittently, I do work for him, and then I'd go ghost for 6 months, and I do work for him, and we do our own thing, and then I started doing my own thing. I started getting I got my first salary job at Hiring Optics. Shout out to Tim Morosky. There's no way he'll ever see this. I should send him a link. Shout out to Tim, my old boss, video boss at the old job. So I was kind of, balls to the wall with that, and I couldn't really do much. And I remember it was around the time I got laid off by hiring optics due to COVID that I saw something that reminded me of Larry. It's the funniest shit ever. So next, or I guess across the street from the old Dream Creative Complex on Miles Road was a funeral home, and I saw a funeral home vehicle. Not a funeral home. I think it was some kind of warehouse, maybe some kind of delivery warehouse. I forget what it was, but I saw it pass me as I was leaving my gym, and I was like, "Oh shit, I haven't talked to Larry in a while." Right. So I randomly gave him a call. I was on the east side. I was living in Lakewood at the time, so I call him and I was asking how he was doing, and he just moved into this studio. Okay. Last time I saw him, he was at a different place. There, near the Slavic Village, 47th and near downtown, East 47th. And nice spot, but just a little far. And he's an East Side guy, so he said he was here. He said to come through. I wasn't doing anything, so I came and checked it out. And ever since then, we've been keeping in contact pretty regularly. And I've ended up helping throwing a couple of clients his way from my company, doing live streaming of events, and likewise. And he's having a lot of great advice, a lot of different ideas, and we're getting ready to work on some pretty substantial things here pretty soon. So that's how I met Larry. Yeah.
Dang.
I know. Video people always end up recirculating in a city like Cleveland. It's too small.
Why do you think that is the case?
Because of how small it is.
Just small.
Oh, but so many options. But to see the same people. Even now, I've been doing this for about 4 years. I guess I've been freelancing for 5 years, and I start to see the same faces. So, if you're good, if you have a good product, if you're a good guy, you'll last. Because word of mouth.
You maintain that relationship too, and they kind of have mutual friends in the industry, and kind of like reference is like, hey, I fuck with this guy. He's like, all right, I fuck with you. If you fuck with him, then let's work. It's basically like that, probably.
Just people vouching for each other.
Yeah.
Right. The mafia. I got to vouch for this guy. I got to vouch for this guy. It's the same thing here.
You got to have a sponsor. Like, even
because no one's going to... Dude, you have to understand that the creative things, the creative side, and these creative projects, for clients, this is not their main focus. So that's just how it is. I have a few clients who this is their main focus, videography, or the videos that they want me to shoot. But for the most part, it's their secondary or tertiary thought process. So you have to be absolutely on. You have to be good. You have to be always available, and you have to be sharp. And those types of people tend to recirculate, like Larry, like myself. And I think that makes it easier for the client if you're always like that. And because there are so few people like that in the grand scheme of business that are on and sharp, that's how the same people keep floating around, and they keep doing great work too.
True. That's sick, dude.
I know.
He's like, I know.
I know. It is sick. It is sick. Well, because you know what it was? I had a guy who, I know this guy. He's not a friend. I just know him. My cousin's actually friends with him more so. But he's, I would say, the top videographer in the city. Runs the top video production company in Cleveland. Shout out to Mike Klum. Klum Creative is the name of his company. Real smooth guy. He's from the West Side. Smooth guy.
First cousin, second cousin?
No, my cousin. I guess he was my second cousin. Mike Klum made his first music video. I'm actually working on my cousin's music videos now, so it's cool how that ushered in. Mike's about 10 years older than me or something like that, 8 years older.
Okay.
I met with Mike this summer in June. My cousin, he was going up there to his studio. Very sick studio. He does a lot of product photography too, so it's just a bunch of different places. And he was there to basically edit his music video. And it was awesome seeing a professional, a man with millions of dollars, work. I mean, this dude is nuts the way he edits. I go
super fast, or is he just very thorough in his movements?
Very fast. Yeah. Because you don't have to be thorough. You know, you're not writing a fucking novel.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they're thorough in what their direction is. Like, they know where they're going. Like, they're not wasting time.
No, he knew exactly. Okay. He always has an idea.
Right.
And I said one thing, or I said one time, or excuse me, the one thing I said to him, I go, do you have any advice for me? Like, how should I, I got so many projects, like, what do I do? He's just like, edit faster. Really? And I go, holy shit. It's the most simple advice, but I really didn't internalize that, because I always like to take my time on projects. And yeah, you should, but if you're not chefing a video or editing it, literally, you could be thinking about it, which is the same mental aspect of actually editing it.
Having it in front of you, and it's the same thing.
Exactly. So when you're thinking about it more, you can be faster. And that was the best piece of advice he ever gave me. He gave me another piece of advice, and he said to do cold calling. And I tried to do cold calling, but as God is my witness, it never worked.
Call list?
Yeah, like, dude. I had databases.
Where do you get all the names and everything? Like people
Google.
to reach out to. Oh.
Shout out to Google.
So you wouldn't have any like background on these people, just cold call.
I would put the name. Well, it wouldn't really be people. It'd be companies.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
it would be the
I got
company,
you. You're not just
the
calling
email
random
address, phone numbers, and their website.
Yeah.
And then they had a YouTube channel. I wouldn't mark if they had a YouTube channel in the spreadsheet. Maybe I should have, but I would always keep a mental note that they had YouTube channels. But most of the people that I was calling, the companies that I was calling, didn't have that good of a media presence, which is where I thought I could fit in. But I cold called a bunch of people, and I never got any yeses. It never worked out. And then again, granted, I didn't do it that long.
Yeah.
Because the word of mouth thing blew up for me this past 7 months or so. But it just didn't work for me. But that was a good piece of advice that he gave me. It was a really good piece of advice. It just didn't work. And that's the thing you got to remember. Just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Sure.
You definitely know how that goes.
Right. I mean, you could take his advice, try it, and like you said, not work for you, but there's probably 100 other people that are kind of like you and went your way and got that connection like that. I don't know.
No,
So,
you're right.
What would you say your biggest connection was, like that 7 month period ago, like back? What kind of just word of mouth kind of broke it for you, getting more opportunity?
It was, I would say there's two things that happened. And one of them was a little more than 7 months ago, but we didn't start going into fruition until about 7 months ago. Okay. It was my new, financially and schedule-wise, my biggest client, the Students of Promise. Shout out to Bob Ivory. He, one of the guys that does work for his program, guy I went to college with, his name's Mike, told me he saw a video I did. It was a turkey drive giveaway, and it was awesome, bro. I felt like I killed it before I even did the video. I love those videos when you know you did a fantastic job before
you even. How do you get that feeling?
I just had it in I saw the video in my head.
You just felt.
But I also had a feeling this video would put me into a different company than I'd previously been scratching and clawing to get into.
Next level.
And I was right, exactly. Bob told me to give him a call the week after that. Didn't end up connecting until about a month later. He's a very busy guy, and he said, I want to do this, and this with the Students of Promise program. Podcasting, more videos, more hands-on, arts.
Creative website. They have you doing some website?
Yeah, I just got commissioned to do the website 2 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So the Students of Promise was huge because the program's in 5 schools. It's a Closing the Achievement Gap initiative. And the Achievement Gap is why our Black students and Latino students don't perform as well as our white counterparts in certain areas. And there's a bunch of different factors and reasons why. And the Students of Promise aims to not only point out those factors to the kids, but to overcome these factors. And we do that by taking them on exposure trips. So, for example, one of the first trips I went on was to Alabama and Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Consequently, we also were shooting the documentary down there while we were down there, but it was a college tour to Alabama State.
Okay.
One of the kids from Maple Heights, one of the programs, got accepted there, and Bob knows the president of the university, Dr. John Ross, and he got him a tour with the president. I'm meeting with the president. We sat down for 40 minutes inside the office. I got all the footage in my laptop. It's stuff like that gives them motivation to say, okay, I don't have to just stay or be delegated to this one lifestyle. Sure. Which is, it's cool for me to see. I never really felt that myself. I came from a super privileged, middle class, suburban spot. So it is nice for me it's nice for me to be able to make an impact on different demographic, even though same color skin for the most part.
Right. Different background, different upbringing, different values, who knows?
You get it.
And religions. So many different factors lead into human experience, who they are with their character and who they're involved with too. Even more factors in human nature, mostly American nature, as to why there's an achievement gap. So that program and the work that program does is so important to the government that they receive federal funding, they receive funding from the county, Cuyahoga County. So that's one of the reasons I've been able to kind of start to blow up out of the bag, because of the bigger budgets that these people have, this organization has. So that was one guy. And then I guess it was 8 months ago, I had a guy approach me, one of my clients I did video work for, Zoe Goddard. His name is Raymond, and he wanted to invest in the company. And I did see that. He's a hip hop. He's in hip hop or
one
rapper?
of his things. I would even.
Or he has so many
things. He has
a
clothing company, investment company, home health aid company. He's just an investor, I would say. I mean, on the phone, I was on the phone with him the other day because he just listed off like 4 different spots that he said he was an owner, and I'm just like, when the hell did you get this?
He's in it. Like he has.
No, he's been in it. I was just like, when did this happen? Yeah. He's the type of man who has a lot of different eggs in several different baskets: white eggs, yellow eggs, brown eggs, right? In every basket. Right. He's got his hand in the video production companies. He's an investor in Fresh Tuesdays, my company. He's an investor in a lounge in Cleveland, several Airbnbs. So when he started to take an interest in my company, more so than just me doing videos for his hip hop side,
Yeah.
that's when it started to pop off, because he's one of, I would say, the premier people in my life that can get my foot into a lot of different doors. Shout out to some guy, Raymond. New line of Fresh Tuesday shirts coming out soon, produced by his clothing company, Exclusive Avenue.
Where do we? What's the website to get those?
It's gonna be freshtuesdays.com/merch. Freshtuesdays.com/merch.
Are they out? Are they out right now, or is there a certain?
They'll be out the 4th week of November, I think.
How many different? Is there any other designs for the Fresh Tuesday, or
the first one we're gonna do is called Blue Vision? It's a blue shirt. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see. It's a blue T-shirt. It's just like this, except blue, and it looks sick. I was gonna wear it today, but I want to keep it. I want to keep, I just want. Well, no. Stop. It's not a shirt. I'm just saying. I just washed it. I was like, you know what? It smells good. I want it to stay smelling good because
it's gotta be fresh.
Well,
it's fresh, and it's Thursday. I mean,
I'm getting.
Actually, my bad. What is?
Today's Thursday.
That's still
Company's Fresh Tuesday. Well, but it's I'm not fucking. But yeah, that's the story of what's going on. Commercials coming out for that as well. Shooting it in Cleveland, and shooting one scene in Miami.
Oh shit.
Yeah, go to Miami.
When are you shooting that?
11/8, week of the 8th.
November 8th.
Yeah, November's gonna be a massive month.
Now, are you gonna be in Florida for most of November, or it's just for a week for a Miami trip?
No, I'll be all over. So the first week of November, we're gonna be in San Francisco with the Students of Promise on college tour, and then we're doing one interview, maybe 2 interviews for the documentary, Black History Matters, Why Black History Matters, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, out probably March 2022. Plugging myself there. So that'll be the first.
Plug away.
Plug.
Just plug it up.
So that'll be the first week, and then I'll be home that weekend, and then the week of the 8th, one of my friends, Caroline, who is a very talented model in Charleston, she's a model, she's an agent in Miami who is a killer. She's been getting her a bunch of gigs, so she invited me to come out and do some behind the scenes stuff. Or I'm gonna do some behind the scenes stuff of her photo shoot.
Okay.
And then I'm also, since she's my friend, I'm gonna have her toss on the FTP shirt and get a little so it's gonna be part of the commercial. And then the week after that, we're gonna be in Charlotte. We got another college trip with Students Promise.
Yeah.
So, most of November I'll be out.
University of Charlotte? Or
no, it's Charlotte A&M.
Oh, Charlotte A&M.
A&M or A&T. I just got the itinerary this afternoon. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet.
Man. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't
we'll be in Raleigh.
I didn't
No, you're good. You're good.
Don't want to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I'm always on the spot.
You are.
That's the thing about it. If you're a businessman, you got to be on the spot. That's why you always have to be sharp.
You got to be sharp.
You have to answer any question from...
angle. You have to be a butcher knife.
Machete.
Where's Chris at where you need him?
To do a
That's
weird
his
voice.
favorite movie.
Oh, my God.
Well, that or Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
Yeah, I have never seen Mortal Guy.
You've never seen Mortal Kombat?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious? The original one?
Never.
You gotta check it. It's pretty
I don't
good.
think I will.
Dude, come on.
I have been told to check out a bunch of movies that I've never checked out.
But that's a good sign. That means you're busy and you're doing you.
Or it means I don't give a fuck about what people tell me to do.
Or that. Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I respect.
Well, no, I think what you said.
What's that?
It's better.
What is?
Too busy.
To be busy? No, I think it's a sign of you're busy and you're
Sure.
like you want to watch shit that you want to watch. You're not going to just watch Mortal Kombat because I said,
Right.
Hey, you should watch Mortal Kombat.
I've never heard someone bring up that point, but it is quite a commitment to watch a chivalry movie, mentally and physically.
Especially now.
Especially now, too.
Because you can just get down a rabbit hole so fast.
Yeah, a whole day gone, piss it away, watching TV.
Like, it's hard right now for people to, like, train their attention. Because they consciously kind of know they're, like, on this device so much. But it's hard to, like, pull it back because the dopamine rush that we get from it. And it's just habit. We're creatures of habit in general, human beings.
Sure.
You know?
Which is why over the past week and a half, I'd say I've been trying to break that habit. I've still been posting on the gram, but I don't socialize on the gram anymore or Snapchat. I'm done with it. And same with texting. I'm texting way less now. But the productivity is one of the things, but also I just don't give a fuck about what's going on these applications.
True.
There. The last thing I saw on Instagram, scrolling wise, was this one video, right? It was Shaq.
Yeah.
Big Diesel. Had to be a video from like 2013, 2014 when he just retired. And he was out in some McDonald's and there's a homeless guy sitting at the counter.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sitting at
Outside
booth.
of? Oh, he's in the booth.
Sitting inside the booth.
They let him
right?
inside.
You let him inside. Shaq's talking to him. He's just like, "Hey, you hungry, big dog?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want one McChicken or two McChickens?" The guy goes, "I just want one." So Shaq goes over, buys him a McChicken, and that's it, right? So I start reading the comments because that's what people want to do, right? We want to see what other people are doing.
I am curious.
So it was nothing but retardation. So the first thing I read was, "I love how Shaq, being 6'8", you still call the guy big dog, even though he's bigger than him."
Though.
Whatever.
He's a foot.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
bro,
sorry.
I gotta get this out for real. Listen, he's like, I love how Shaq calls him big dog, even though he's taller than him. I'm just like, okay. Then the next comment goes, "I love how the homeless guy, only asked for one McChicken instead of two, even though he knows Shaq can afford it because he's a billionaire."
Right, he can get a lot of them.
The comment replying to that goes, "Yeah, but the homeless guy was probably malnutrition, and if he ate more than one, he would have gotten sick." And I was like, I'm done with this fucking Oh my god, you know. That's the last thing I saw on Instagram. And that's how I knew I was done with it. Bro.
Yeah. It's a problem for a lot of people.
It's a problem because they see that type of stupidity and meaningless, and they still suck it in. Yeah, they say, "Oh, this is it. This is normal. This is what I want to subject myself to this all the time." If you need to reach me, you have my phone number, or it's on my website, which everyone can get to.
Yeah.
FreshTuesdays.com. But this Instagram shit is so stupid, and Snapchat. The Snapchat Discover page has been offensive to me the last year.
I can't. Yeah, it just sucks the fucking soul out of you if you get on it. Like I said, if you get down on it, it's hard to get yourself out of it sometimes.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can be.
Can you share any tips that you've been using like lately?
No, I can't.
That's been helping.
I can't.
There's no habit.
No, I just got so mad, and
we just gotta get pissed. I think people
to
should
the point to do something.
read comments to the point where it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Never.
I don't want to read this ever again. I'd never want to have to be around this stupidity at one point. I can't give advice to anyone else.
Right.
Like
they're too far gone.
Dude, I just don't care. I have so much going on.
Yeah, right,
I got.
That's what I mean. It's a good sign that you're not.
It is a good
because
sign.
You're on.
I'm not living a different life.
You're focused on
life.
you.
Exactly.
And yeah, Instagram's so fucking fake. And it's to a point of like, how do we get out of this? Like, we have algorithms. Like, they can track your likes, and they're just gonna keep showing what you like based on, shit you click on.
Sure. Yeah, I was on Instagram. This had to be 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna check this mic for a second. I'm gonna talk and do this. I was on the gram, and it had to have been it had to be more than 2 weeks ago. But whatever it was the day that the iOS update came out. That's what it was. Okay, let's start again.
Do you have to take those updates? Because I always decline them.
Yeah, the last one I had to because for some reason the phone firmware, I think that's the right word, it wouldn't work with the data. Like, I couldn't use the internet. It said my phone was not connected to the internet because I didn't have the newest update. So I remember that day I just done a video for I did this video for Park Social club downtown. And they posted it the same day that Instagram went down. So I went on Instagram just to see how how it was doing.
Right.
A couple of the promoter posted it, the DJ posted it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Instagram's not working. So
6 hours, right?
a long time.
Yeah.
So then I start to go texting people on my phone.
Just to see if it was the same on their end.
No. I was just like texting, just conversations.
Gotcha.
And then I realized that my texts weren't sending unless it was on my laptop.
Okay.
Because the laptop was connected to Wi-Fi, not data. So then I started texting people like, is your Instagram down? I don't want to sound like a 15-year-old, but like, yeah, is your Instagram down, bro? Like, fuck, is your Instagram down?
It's a deep voice for a 15-year-old.
I know, well, hey. Yeah, I've been around some 15-year-olds that have deeper voices than me. And taller than me, I swear.
That's true.
So, well, anyway, I remember the one day that the gram was down. I saw, you know what? This is a week ago then, because it was some time had elapsed, but I went down this rabbit hole like you're referring to, and I came upon this post from this woman. I think she was a dance studio teacher or something like that, but she was making a mental health post. And she just goes, wow, wouldn't it be great if Instagram was down like once a week? Like, that'd be great for everyone's mental health. And that's when I started to realize that I'm mentally different than a lot of people who need something as...
You need the system to shut off for you to be okay? Like, you could just do that any other day. That shows you it's addictive. But people always want to play victim. Sad. We need accountability. People need fucking held responsible for shit. And it's just not happening for a lot of things. That's just my opinion.
People are lazy as fuck.
That is, yeah, that accounts for a lot of the equation too. Laziness, never getting the discipline, say, when they're younger. I'm not saying everybody, but that has a lot to do with it.
I have a client who, the same gentleman who put me in contact with the Students of Promise. I went to college with him, and he played football at the college. I went to John Carroll. Shout out John Carroll, go Blue Streaks.
JCU.
So the defensive coordinator at the time is now the head coach of the Chargers, Brandon Staley.
Oh, shit. I had no idea.
Facts.
Sick.
Hella sick.
Fuck.
And
Blew my mind.
Mike would always say, Brandon would always, tell the guys, and Mike would always say this in his public speaking. Can you stand the loneliness of discipline? That was the phrase he always echoed in the locker rooms, Coach Staley. Can you stand the loneliness of discipline? Can you stand the loneliness of discipline? And I've started to feel that recently. Because I put a lot of late nights in and early mornings, and I don't really consider time as a factor anymore. I just think things need to be done when they need to be done. It doesn't matter what time it is. But I find myself alone in that mental thought process and that thinking, oh, it's 7 o'clock on Friday. I'm going to go have a drink with my friends. I'm going to go zone out, get high and watch TV, then sit on the couch. I'm not going to work because it's 7 o'clock on a Friday. Or it's 4 o'clock on Sunday. My Cardinals are playing. I'm not going to do any work. That's a lonely mentality when you can say, it's 1 o'clock, my Browns are on, but I have a fuckload to do, and my name is more important than a bunch of niggas with jerseys, with names on their back. Jerseys,
They're making 32 mil.
Exactly. I don't need to sacrifice my money, whatever I'm making, which is a fraction of what they're making, to watch them, because that is going to, in turn, compromise my schedule. Discipline. You must be disciplined if you're going to achieve something great, and I'm on the verge. I'm on the way.
You are.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
So,
I feel it.
Dude,
I feel it.
It's because I'm disciplined. I don't let myself get out of my structure. I'm very rigid. I'm very formal. Maybe to a fault. I don't give a fuck. Because I know that if I stay disciplined, it will separate me from the rest of the pack. And it already has.
You're already seeing results from that action.
Sure.
And from seeing that, you're like, well, I just got to keep grinding and keep on this path that I've already set. It's only going to get better and better results. Just like weightlifting, boxing, any other thing you do in life, repetition, routine. It's going to probably lead to you being a better boxer, basketball player, whatever it is.
What's the thing you need to have, though? Fucking discipline.
To get discipline?
No, I'm saying, what's the thing you need to have to be great? The discipline that
the
Coach
discipline.
Daly was talking about.
Yeah.
But it's lonely, though. Like, I saw your eyes. You were, like, really thinking about that statement. Because that's how I was when I heard it.
It hits, because you kind of feel it. Like, you got to take yourself, like you said, you take yourself away from the party, basically. What the social so-called life or whatever it may be that's proclaimed to be the end thing to be doing. You're sacrificing that, say, at your age, in your 20s, to fucking focus on your business, and you're fucking entrepreneur. You're doing your shit.
Exactly.
A lot of kids ain't doing that.
No, that's they're kids. They're still kids.
They're still kids mentality, like mindset. Right. You're past that. You're very mature. Like, how old are you? Like 23?
Just turned 25 last month.
Yeah. You're ahead of the curve by miles, and that's a big thing. For sure.
And the discipline is gonna keep me there.
Yeah.
At this point,
elevate you higher and higher. I think.
Exactly.
The more and more you keep going, your name, that reputation. Like you said, your name's on the line when you're the Browns. They're gonna get paid what they get paid regardless. You dictate what you're gonna be getting, what your value is in the industry, and what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely, that's such a great point. And my mom always made a joke. She said the Browns should get fined every time they lose when the Browns were ass, which was like the majority of my life. So I look at that the same way with me. Well, I get fined every time I don't do well, because that's a video you're not going to get, it's a client you're not going to get. So it's important to always be sharp and to stay disciplined, to stay on your same path, so you can always be ready.
And you're going to have people, it's so hard. How
the fuck is it hard to do what you love?
Every day. Well, the issue is finding what you love to do and do it for a career. That's a very hard thing for a lot of people. I mean,
I hear you. And I get that. And I definitely don't take that lightly. I've definitely been blessed to find what I like to do at an early age.
And know it and just pounce on it.
Yeah, I didn't fuck around. I didn't try to. No, let me go to grad school. Fuck that. I'm getting this fucking money. Right. I didn't finish school because I was getting this fucking money. I had 27 credits left, but I was doing videos for US and VASJ, 2 private schools in the area. I'll go to school from 9 to noon, and then chef and edit vids the rest of the day. No time for school. I was getting the money. I was getting after connections, but those connections I was making at 20 years old. Yeah. Way more important than a college degree would mean. And I don't give a fuck if anyone says differently.
No, that's very true.
I can't.
It's cliche. It's who you know, not what you know.
Oh, and I know some motherfuckers that have money. Put money in my pocket, bro. Exactly.
It's very true. I mean, you kind of got to know a little bit to get somewhat in the door.
Can't be a dumbass.
But it's kind of who your contacts and who your connects and plugs are, really.
That's why when you asked me that question of who has helped me in the last 6 months, when I mentioned that was a great question, because those 2 men, because of who they know, I've met so many countless other people. Yeah. Just based on who I know. No college degree. But no, they don't fucking ask. I don't care. I say, hi, my name is Tommy Richmond, I'm the president of Fresh Tuesdays Productions. Let's have a meeting. That's it.
All you need is that 1 minute, like, first time meeting somebody, that impression. Like, you set that tone right off the get, and they get that vibe, and you just look them right in the eyes, tell them honestly who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, fuck, they don't give a fuck about your credentials. They got your reference from whoever it may be, and they're fucking in.
And whoever they got it from is probably one of their friends.
Respectable person, their peer, yeah.
Exactly. You know what? Once you deliver on good work, the rest is history. I always have a phrase: the video edits itself. The story's gonna write itself as long as you keep doing the same work. You know, you can't blow up on people. You can't freak out on people. I'm not. Because you can college anymore.
That could be like a domino effect. You freak out on one person. Who knows?
Talking to who at the bar, right? Yeah. He's got a beer with someone else who runs the. Yeah.
True.
I've been given this scenario before. I've had learning curves for sure. Yeah. I would love to say it now, but it was just so recent that I would hate to say it. But I've had learning curves, you know. Oh, that's the part of it being young.
Right.
You know, but
that's how you learn. You gotta fuck shit.
Gotta learn. Yeah.
Learn the hard way.
Whenever I teach kids,
cliches though.
Dude, I teach kids all the time, man. You're not gonna learn if you don't do it. Like, yeah. You don't learn anything by watching.
Just sitting back and.
That's not learning.
No.
That's just experiencing.
That's observing.
Observing, sure.
You can learn from it, but I think most people are kinetic. Like, they gotta be hands-on and physically just fucking do it and feel it.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Most of the people I know, you know, you gotta touch it. You know, they gotta do it. Kinetic is that the word? That the kinetic
is more. Yeah, you gotta feel, touch to learn.
That was me for sure, and that makes sense why me being a videographer now. Why I am a videographer now, because everything about videography is hands-on.
I think you would be a little bit of both, a visual and kinetic, because you have to have that visual to be in what industry you're in right now.
Yeah, I gotta see it for sure. You're right.
Because what is it? Visual, kinetic, and
audiological.
Audio, yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
But dude, if I hear shit, I'll forget the shit. I need.
True. I'm the same way. I can't remember.
I was like, can you run that back for me one more time? You know what I mean?
When you get them flashcards.
I'm gonna tell you, it would have been funny if I actually finished, but I was gonna say I graduated college because of flashcards, but I graduated high school because of flashcards, I guess. My mom would be a flashcard Nazi. I mean,
my mom's the same way.
Same way. Well, I feel like that's the best way to learn. Look quick. What's it? Okay, this is it.
Then you just kind of keep going over it. If you miss it, retain it. She just keep slapping it with you until you memorize that shit, how to spell it or definition or whatever.
I use flashcards. I utilize flashcards a lot for Spanish.
Oh really?
It was smooth, really smooth way to learn.
I took Spanish for like 2 years, just because I think you had to if you wanted to go to college possibly.
Yeah.
You kind of had to have 2 years of language. I think I took it in 9th grade, then took it my senior year. It's not a good decision.
Yeah, you can't.
No, I was so bad.
Can you imagine if you were trying to learn English though? How much more fucked you'd be?
Oh my god! They say English is hard. Probably the hardest to learn if you're.
I say that too, and I learned it out the womb. Because think about how many different meanings.
Yeah.
All of. She doesn't say all
and
of
dialects too change everything too.
Yeah.
With the context.
Different, bro. You go to Utah, and they sound different than they do over
Utah?
here.
There's a
different.
They have an accent. I didn't know.
It sounds a little different, bro.
Really?
It sounds.
And I'm sure. I'm sure.
Well, you know, not the city. I'm talking about fucking.
This Utah State
sticks. Like.
Oh, you're talking about hillbillies.
Well, not just necessarily that, but
I'm
they just have some
profiling,
kind
I'm
of
sorry.
draw. Well, yeah, you are profiling.
I'm sorry.
But this fucking guy, you're appropriating someone.
Sorry.
I remember we were fucking
Please
talking
don't
about
cancel me.
Yeah, I don't think we will.
No, nobody likes. But that's the thing, though. Like, even with anything, it's like, for me, like, staying in it and producing content and still, like, even if it's not getting what you want, it's just, it doesn't happen overnight. It's just consistently doing it. And that's what I've learned from, like, doing music, because I'm, like, on and off with it. Like, I haven't made a song in, like, a year just because I just don't feel it creatively. That's how I am.
You
like,
have to feel it.
I have to feel it. I have to be, like, inspired to do it.
What inspires you on the music side? Like, what?
I mean, if something to get me inspired for music again is maybe even just watching, like, a YouTube documentary, or even just seeing an artist that I respect, or maybe somebody coming up and, like, seeing that, and I'm like, okay, you got it, all right. And it's like a challenge, but I don't know. Music, it's tough.
I see. I mean, anything, it sounds like.
I mean, anything in general, yeah.
I see. What's the last song you released?
Red Pill.
Red Pill. Okay.
That was probably
Not 2020, was it? Was it 19?
no. It was like March 21.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that was the last one.
Gotcha.
It was weird. Like, I started rapping when I was like 14, just because, like, Eminem. Just never
Idol.
seen anything like it.
White boys
It was
idol.
a white boy. I'm not gonna front. Like, he was the one that, like, got me to start actually, like, writing shit down. Like, I love DMX and Jay-Z, Nas,
Rest in peace to DMX.
like Mos Def and fucking the Locks. I like that hardcore 90s shit.
I got you.
Rough Rider shit. Jada Kiss, Styles P represent.
I've got a client that you should check out his SoundCloud. I'm doing this video for him. He's 58, but he does 90s grunge.
Okay.
All like.
Have you heard of Griselda? They're out right now.
No.
They're hard. They're from Buffalo. They're
Wow.
Griselda. They're like
three gentlemen, three guys.
Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, and Conway the Machine.
I've heard of them before
Dude,
because I have a
they're
lot of
hard.
friends from John Carroll that are from
They're
Buffalo.
so hard. It's so grimy. Like, I'm like listening to it now. I'm like, they're shooting a lot of people.
Mafia shit.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I live by some moral ethics that I can't cross that line. That's just me. I respect you for sure. You gotta feed your family. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Everyone's got to eat. Dogs got to eat, especially.
I mean, yeah, dogs are hungry.
Speaking of dogs, it's about that time for me to
You
get out
can
of here.
have-
This dog's got to eat. I got to get out of here.
You're getting some-
Right at that 45-minute mark, yeah.
Oh shit, that was fast.
Time flies when you're having a real conversation.
I kind of just wanted to just talk about that documentary real quick.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's gonna waste too much time.
Which one?
The one with the mobs. Is he a mobster or is he a?
I see. Yeah,
Is it
so
that
he's
what I'm
a
interested in.
professional. So the book that was written about him,
Yeah.
the guy who wrote it, he wrote the Kill the Irishman, the Danny Green movie. Rick Perello. He wrote the book.
Okay.
That was optioned for the motion picture.
Okay.
It was optioned for the picture, I think, in like 08, because he wrote the book in like 05, I want to say.
Okay.
And it came out in 12. This guy was a master burglar. That's what Rick Perello has in. That's what he describes him as. Shout out to Rick Perello. Master burglar. And then the book Super Thief that was written about Phil Christopher. It's called Super Thief. And then below it, it says Master Burglar, the Mafia, one of the biggest bank burglaries in the United States. And he was the mastermind. I shouldn't say mastermind, but he was one of the main agitators, if you will, in pulling off the biggest heists. It's in 1972. I think it was 6 or 7 gentlemen, mostly from Cleveland and the Youngstown area. A couple guys from Erie, one guy from Erie. Yeah. They went to California, and they'd known about it. They got a tip, of course, for a while, so they went to California.
They had an insider.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, not an insider. They had a tip on the fact that there was just a bunch of shit in there. Bonds. Mostly jewelry. Gotcha. Jewelry and bonds was the big thing back in the 70s. This is 1972, mind you. Bonds, and of course cash. So they go there. They had to go. I don't know. They're probably there for about 3 weeks or so. They ended up getting a condo. They scoped it out. They had one guy there that would just be inside the condo that would let them in and make sure everything was all right. They're a very organized group. They had two guy lookout guys. The guys inside, outside. It was fantastically put together, and they ended up pulling off the biggest heist. They made their entry through the roof like savages, and they got it out. And dude, they ended up getting away with it for a while.
What time was this at night?
Middle of the night. And it was actually interesting. I don't want to ruin the book, but
I mean,
someone fucked up, and they ended up having to go back the second night. So banks were closed Saturdays,
What'd they fuck
Sundays
up on?
back then. They didn't bring something. They didn't bring. I forgot. I think it was a tool they didn't
tool?
bring or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Or there was some alarm that they weren't prepared for. But in any event, they ended up having to go back the second night. So it was literally 2 days.
That's ballsy as shit. How the fuck?
The balls on this guy, dude. Listening to him talk,
I mean,
the interviews are nuts. I got my hand over my mouth half the time trying not to geek out at the shit he's saying. He's a savage. Yeah, amazing career. Yeah. So we're doing a documentary series about him. It's called Phil Christopher Unmasked. We created a streaming platform. Fresh Tuesdays has created a streaming platform.
When will that be launching? Do you have a set date on that yet?
The streaming platform is out right now. The trailer's available to watch.
On Fresh Tuesdays.
On streamsuperthief.com. Streamsuperthief.com. But I think we're going to launch the first season. I think it should be ready. It's in production right now. Should be ready, I'd like to say, by Christmas. I'd like to finish this before we finish shooting my other documentary that we're working on. So, but yeah, I think this is going to get some traction. I want to promote it first properly. I want to drop several trailers and teasers. So I want it to be done for a month before I even release it. Because if I need to, go back and switch something, I will. Because this is my name, and this might go somewhere huge. I already got a movie about the guy. The book's written about him. And what makes matters even more interesting, actually, I won't even say this part. I'll leave it at that. I'll tell you off the camera. But it's a very interesting scenario, so stay tuned for streamsuperthief.com. And that'll all be linked on my website as well. And you'll know when the time's ready. But the guy is from Cleveland, Ohio, so that's why it's awesome. It's preserving Cleveland history, what we're doing. I'm a history nut. Right. You know that. I love history, and I'm learning a lot of shit about the 60s and 70s. Right. I was born in 96, so I don't really know that stuff. What from people tell me.
Different world, man.
Different world.
Fuck yeah.
Different Cleveland.
They didn't have cell phones.
They didn't have cell phones. Banks were closed on Saturdays.
Banks were closed on Saturdays. They didn't have coronavirus.
Oh, they're a Spanish guy.
Yeah, they
Let's get out of here.
All right.
This has been a great show.
Yeah, it was good catching up with Tom back.
Yeah.
He's my main man. Wish him the best in everything he does.
Thanks for having me on.
It's always a pleasure to talk with the man.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Yep.
Second time on the show.